I am a grilled cheese lover. I am a grilled cheese lover.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese.
So cheesy.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese. Who loves grilled cheese?
Ooh, I do.
I love the bread, the butter, and the cheesy goo. Grilled cheese is better than love bacon, especially when you make it with
Bacon.
I love my bread and I love my Velveeta. I love my bacon, so you better call Pita. I testify and I raise my hand to the frying pan, cause I'm a grilled cheese man.
Man.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese.
So cheesy.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese.
So cheesy.
Hello, weirdos out there in Weirdo Land. It's JBird, it's Dennys, and we are here just to say hello.
What's up?
It was National Grilled Cheese Day yesterday, Dennys.
Yeah, hence the song popping off.
How do you like your grilled cheese, baby?
So in these modern times, I feel like they have taken the grilled cheese game to the next level, where these stores that are craft grilled cheese places are doing extraordinary things. Like I go, it depends if I'm feeling randy or not, but I'll go sometimes with the pulled barbecue pork is solid on a grilled cheese sandwich, or I'll do the double grilled cheese where it's grilled cheese and macaroni cheese on a grilled cheese sandwich, the macaroni grilled cheese.
Baby, I love what you're talking about. So what we're doing today, we are doing a update show with the KVJ show. If you have any questions, any kind of, if you heard an episode and go, you know, what happened with that? Why did Dennys do this? What was the resolution of this? Put your answer into the comment section. Dennys, we already have one. People are angry. Can they not hear us?
That's what we want to check. Can they hear?
So we are trying to go ahead and see if you guys can hear it. Can you guys hear us? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Actually, this is our first time on Facebook.
Yes, it is. So there's going to be a lot of clunkiness, a lot of weirdness. But
plus, the computer took a spill a little bit, so that didn't help.
It definitely took a spill here. Yeah, let us know. How you guys doing out there in Corona land? Are you guys losing your minds? Dennys, how are you doing? You have a great wife. You guys, you know, you go to work, you come back home. What's a day like for Dennys after a KVJ show?
True. Are we heard?
Yeah, people can hear us. I love it.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. Cool. Woo, yeah.
A day in the life of Dennys. So when I get home, I mean, I'm kind of like most people where I think we're 2.5 weeks into quarantine here, and it's starting to become obvious that, you know, things are changing, right?
Yes.
And so it's like I'm trying to do my best not to go out and stuff. So it's kind of like Jen and I have been doing a lot of stuff around the house. I feel like this time, with the extra time, I've been kind of just doing stuff I've been putting off and trying to do some more creative stuff, just to kind of keep the skills sharp. And you know what's funny? You get caught up in the hustle bustle of life, and you're in it, and then you look up and you realize how far you've walked, you know. And it's kind of like sometimes you're like, damn, man, I should start doing something for me, not so much for, you know, my job or, you know, society or my friends.
Well, people are asking right off the bat, not a KVJ show question. Dennys, what's going on with your shrimp?
Oh, shrimp are popping off. So actually, I'm in talks right now of grabbing another container. I'm flushed with shrimp right now. It turns out these things get pregnant constantly, and each one clutches about 12, you know, offspring. So they've been kind of, I mean, I must have somewhere in the 50s now, but now they're really tiny. I don't know if they're available for, you know, I'm going to split it into 2 tanks. So that's how many I have now. But they're very, very tiny. It takes them maybe like about another 8 months until they're long as like a normal shrimp. And that's my first first brood. Like the 4th brood is going to be another year probably.
Do you actually eat shrimp?
It has been a long time. Shrimp was one of my favorites. And it actually has nothing to do with possessing shrimp. These shrimp are almost so tiny, you almost can't compare them directly to regular shrimp. They don't look significantly enough like it. You know what I'm saying? These kind of look like tiny, like bigger than sea monkeys, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a big sea monkey fan, my friend.
They're super tiny, especially if you get a magnifying glass, it's incredible the detail they have.
Do kids still like sea monkeys? Parents out there, let us know in the chat room. Sea monkeys, are they a thing? I was a huge fan of sea monkeys back in the day, Dennys.
Oh, same here. What about ant farms? Kind of in the same realm.
Love them too. I'm going to give you a quiz. What is this from? The post office called, your sea monkeys died. All right, if anybody knows that answer,
All
let me
right, super
know
obscure.
in the chat room. We'll give you a prize, even though we don't have any prizes right now at the radio station. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like the apocalypse. It's weird.
It's very odd because I think a majority of our building has been vacated, and then we're on the top floor, so nobody even has access without a card. But you get up there, and it's desolate. We have one engineer, one board op, and that is it. And it's just the show. It's pretty. It's weird when you run into somebody. People startle me now in the hallways.
So what we're doing today is we're doing a little bit of a update show. Anything you want to know about the KVJ show that you didn't get any kind of resolution for, let us know in the chat room. We'll try to answer you as quick as possible. Denny's, with the situation that you're in,
All right.
and if I do have consent to ask you a sexual question,
All right.
do I have consent?
Yeah, sure.
Would you say are you having sex more or less or the same?
You know, it's funny. I'd say about the same, but it's a little bit of an increase for sure. And I think that's just because, you know, if you work jobs that have kind of overlapping schedules where I get out earlier than Jen gets out, and then we usually work on stuff. And then sometimes, you know, you get back, you cook dinner, you get tired, all that fun stuff. Or, you know, sometimes it happens. It's one of those things that happens, you know, I'd say a pretty healthy amount, but I'd say the situation is presented more, so it's hard to say if it went up or down. You know, I'd say about the same.
Okay, the same. I
Yeah,
know,
but-
I'm getting emails from people who are saying that
It's going up.
Well, it's going up, and they think they're about to get pregnant.
For sure. Well, I can imagine it going up because, I mean, if you got two people home all the time, I still have, you know, the work schedule. So, and Jen's home a lot, but she does like, you know, all her crafting and such. What are you cranking up your light? I think I got too much light.
I don't know, man. I am looking rough on the camera. I'm letting the gray beard grow, letting the hair grow. You're doing the quarantining thing too, where you're letting it all grow. I know a lot of people are saying, you know what? I'm just gonna go full on Armageddon and just grow it out.
Well, this is the time, if you've noticed too, with trends on the internet, this is the time everybody's experimenting with different looks and different like styles. I mean, you might as well, if you're gonna change anything about yourself, do it now.
I was thinking about going full on Kenny Rogers, just letting this shit go.
Well, so I've been letting my hair grow as well. I need another inch on there.
You kind of look like a Beatle right now.
Yes, I got the mop top.
What is your best British impersonation? If someone came in right now and said, Denny's, give me your best British impersonation. If it's not good, Bird gets it. What do you give them?
I'd probably go Beatles. I'd be like, what's he talking about there, criminal? Oh, I'm just hanging out with me bud. Is that like I'm talking like a Ringo Starr here?
Well, it's pretty good.
Oh, rig-a-me-do. Oh, rig-a-me.
Pretty good.
Or you go the Cockney accent there. Like you're from the docks.
Yeah. No, you can stop.
Yeah. So we've been watching, you know, everybody's watching television and such. We've been watching that cooking show. It's like the Great British Cooking Show.
Yes. I've seen the American version.
All right. Well, so we've been watching the one with the Brits, and it's crazy how similar yet insanely different British people are from American people.
It is. I've dated one British girl, and I'm going to tell a very embarrassing story because it's one of my not my highlights, Denny's.
All right.
So we were out on a date, and I came back from an event. This is when I first got on the radio. So I was really, really partying it up. Really, really drinking a lot. Not that much has changed, but to the point where, at least now I'm seasoned.
Yes.
So
Greenback
we were
then.
we were on the date after a 4-hour event. It was St. Patty's Day. So it was a good 6 hours later, and we're sitting there at the table, and I ordered tomato bisque. And I fell in my bisque.
Oh, no.
I passed out in my bisque. How terrible is that?
What did she say?
I can't believe you passed out in the bloody bisque. What was your most humiliating date ever? Make me feel better about what I just said.
Oh, I mean, dude, I've had some pretty embarrassing puking dates for sure. Same type of thing, man. When you're young and green, It's weird. There's an invincibility that comes with drinking when you first are allowed to start drinking, you know?
Yes, agreed.
Because when up until then, you know, you I guess it's important for kids to learn how to handle stresses at a young age. And then it's kind of like when you hit a certain age, adults are like, "Hey, don't fuck with that shit anymore." They're like, "Just do this and this will help you." And you're like, "Oh, snap, it does." So once you start, it takes an edge off a lot of stuff and it allows you to do more daring things or try things you wouldn't normally try. But so anyway, I don't know who I'm trying to impress, but I used to get just blasted sometimes and go out on dates. And when I think back, I wince. I cringe at them because I'm so drunk on these things.
Yeah, no, I cringe.
Oh, well, I was talking to a girl once. I mean, we had just taken a shot of one of your least favorite drinks ever, Grand Marnier Chill.
Ugh.
If I think about it, it makes my mouth water. But I had
That's
taken
a rough drink, by the way.
I was trying to play it cool and stuff, but I had to puke. I could feel it coming back, and I'm trying to talk. It's just like gurgling out my mouth.
You're trying
dude.
to play it cool.
And I ended up vomiting in front of her, and I kept trying to talk, dude. It was so embarrassing now that I think about it.
That is the worst.
The worst part was I didn't think it was embarrassing at the time until the next day when my friends were telling me about it, and I was just wincing. Ugh.
Let's see what the people are saying. Someone said that sounds about right. Look, that was a young date, my friend.
Yeah, when you're young, man, you're I don't know. I feel like I tightened up my game so much as I got older.
Patches in the chat room wants to know, where is the witch and beady eyes? Look, we are all pretty much taking the whole self-quarantining seriously. I know for me, and I don't want to speak for you, Denny's, but I pretty much know the answer. I have not done anything other than go to the grocery store quickly and come right back. I've been very much quarantined since this whole thing. And a lot of it's because of Virginia.
Yeah.
She is at a different level than I think Kevin is.
Absolutely.
Who's a different level than I am.
Absolutely.
Who I think is even a different level than you. I think
And
all
Suits.
four of them. Yeah, I think we're all at different levels.
I'd say Virginia, Suits, and then I'd probably say me, you. We're somewhere in the same ballpark.
My whole thing, I just want to make sure that nothing is going on
Kev.
with the kidney.
Well, so you are a person who has one kidney, so I would highly recommend to just do your best to social distance until this is cleared.
For sure.
Whether, I know that everybody's got their opinions on the matter, but that being said, just do what's best for your own health.
Holy shit, I cannot believe how political the whole coronavirus has even turned.
Yeah.
Dude, everything we talk about on the KVJ show eventually becomes political.
It does.
Whether it is #MeToo, whether it is eating meat or not, or vegan.
The Beyond Meat was
any
political.
of that stuff. It's weird how it does somewhat turn political. Why do you think that is? Do you think that is that a media-driven thing going on there where if let's say, for example, there's a more liberal platform constantly reporting on something, and then a more non-liberal is not reporting on that, could you kind of see why that might divide people?
Absolutely. I think everything traces back to funding. Whoever's funding the network is going to drive the narrative, I guess you could say. Also, I think what's happened over time is internet culture has bled into societal culture, and people are acting very internet in real life now.
Do you think that? Okay, so we always talk about how haters say the worst shit on the internet.
Totally.
But do you think we're at a point now where those haters would come up in public and say those things? I think
we're at the point where people are way more confrontational than they've ever been, or at least within my lifespan.
You're right.
So I don't know. I think everybody's thrown off also by there's a pandemic going on too. It's like another variable. Florida here, man, we're about to go into hurricane season. There's another variable there. All that's going to subconsciously weigh on everybody as minor stresses that all eventually topple.
Well, the date here, April 13th, just for a reference in case someone watches this a week or two later, there's teenage tornadoes tearing through.
Yeah, a friend of a friend. That's the 6 degrees of separation there. Somebody we know had their house destroyed by a tornado. It's terrible.
Yeah,
I can't
correct.
believe that. I've seen photos of it. They're also saying, I guess, the cold spell that's waving through America is amongst some of the coldest. I don't know. It seems like the weather's extremes. Is it exacerbated purely by that we have other things going on and we're just comparing all this is toppling on top of itself as more stuff? What is it,
So basically, what we're doing right now, it's the Bird, it's Denny's. We're just kind of taking your comments. If you want any kind of update from the KVJ show, we'll try to provide that for you. And we're throwing some topics in there as well.
Yeah.
Try to give you all a little free something here.
Yeah, pretty
extra,
much.
not free, but extra, I should say. Someone wants to know, and this is a big question I get a lot, Denny's, because some people think I'm lying about it. A lot of people want to know about it, and you've actually experienced it, and that is the stalker.
Yes.
Denny's, is the stalker real?
She is real.
She's very real. Unfortunately, the stalker is real.
Yeah. She's a little like off, I guess you could say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we haven't really been talking about her lately.
Yeah, so she came to my old townhouse about, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea who this girl was, just in case you don't know this story. She knocked on the door, and I'm like, all right, who's this girl? And I opened the door up. She goes, I'm taking you to dinner, and I'm not taking no for an answer. I was like, oh,
Like,
what?
that's so intense.
It was pretty intense. So I eventually shoo her off. And then it just became a thing where she would show up at events where we would be at and just stay in the parking lot and lurk and look. She came up to Denny's at Publix.
Yeah. Well, so at first it wasn't that big of a deal. It kind of got more intense as time went on, as I think it tends to go with those type of situations.
I would agree with that.
And then, you start, thinking about it and stuff, and it's probably just best not to talk about it and kind of social distance from it.
Yeah,
That's kind of why you lay it off it initially.
I feel bad because for a while we were talking about it a lot, and it seemed like the listeners
It was
liked
kind of
it.
exasperating.
And then anytime the listeners and people that listen to the show
For sure.
get involved, it gives me a charge. It gives the show a charge. So we're going to go, let's ride it. Let's keep talking about it. And then there becomes a point where it gets either redundant or tired or just
Totally.
weird. And then we got to take a break from it.
Yeah, and sometimes, it just doesn't develop as much. It goes in waves. You still see her occasionally.
John Fontaine says, at least you didn't knock her up. Look, John, I never hooked up with her. And yes, Grant, I did say she's not a bad-looking girl by any means.
No, definitely not.
Absolutely not. But when I even said that turned into a whole thing.
That's why it's just like...
It's exactly. So I have some regrets talking about the stalker as much as we did because it is still going on. She does know where I live right now. She's probably listening right now, but whatever. We're giving you guys at least an update on what the hell's going on. So before she became a stalker, hold on, but she said, I'm sorry, I'm not telling you to hold on.
No, that's fine.
Mine's
off topic.
I wasn't trying to cut you off, Denny.
You're cool.
So before she became the stalker, why didn't you give her a chance? I didn't know her.
Yeah, because the first interaction was incredibly intense. That's an immediate red flag to me.
As you were, Denny's.
Well, I was just saying because I saw your phone light up. I was wondering, you haven't changed your number yet since you
she has my number.
Well, I'm saying since you gave it out, you still get crazy texts from peeps?
Yeah, I get a lot of crazy I'll probably end up changing my number eventually, but I like giving the number out because it's fun.
And through coronavirus, it's kind of fun to probably get extra messages and stuff. We're trying to interact.
So many people have texted me about breakups, man. A lot of people are going through corona breakups right now.
They got that meme of the guy looking from behind the tree rubbing his hands together, and it says all divorce lawyers after coronavirus ties down because they're just going to vulture in on that.
Oh, yeah. Well, could you imagine being in a relationship and then 3 weeks into being quarantined with that person, you have to now either forcibly stay with them and make it work or break up with them?
Yeah.
Either option's shitty.
Yeah. I think coronavirus is going to get a lot of people out of a lot of things.
It definitely can.
I think it's being used now from people to get out of situations as well.
Jacqueline got a corona breakup. In the chat room. Let us know in the chat room. Are you going through a corona breakup? What is the circumstances? Let's talk.
That have led to this.
Yeah, this ain't just about me and Denny's. It's about y'all too. Let's get into it. But Bird don't respond to the stalker, I think he's talking about. All
or
right.
to text. You get a lot of them.
Dude, I just can't.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
I'm trying to respond to people. But there's just too many people.
Oh, I get it.
Which is good. That's a good thing.
Definitely.
Bird, would you ever date with somebody with a kid? I have probably 3 or 4
Multiple
times now.
times.
Yeah. I'm not against that at all.
What do you think about the kid being introduced too quickly to a new?
So that
Suitor.
I feel like you should probably at least wait, and this is just my opinion.
For
I'm
sure.
not right. I'm just a guy with an opinion, so don't fucking email me. This is 18 and older.
I think we've already cursed.
Yeah, you curse.
It's hard.
I think you should let somebody know on a first date or before the first date that you have kids. I think that should be very transparent.
Agreed.
And I think you should wait at least 6 months of very intimate
6 months, very intimate 6 months.
of you and that person really getting to know each other. Because I feel like you can meet and know somebody
For sure.
and trust them. I mean, look, there's people for 10 years that will backstab you.
Absolutely.
But I do, when it comes to a kid, for me, I'm just saying I would like to vet somebody for 6 months because motherfuckers can turn crazy real quick.
Well, it's for the kids' protection.
Yes.
And it's for, it's all for the kids' protection, actually. because
Always,
Psychologically. Yeah. I mean, geez. I think that's a good rule. I'd say 6 to 1 year.
I think if I was a single parent, I think I'd be very paranoid of whoever
geez,
I brought
I'd be like-
involved with.
Oh, me too.
Would you?
Absolutely. I would think everybody was suspicious. At all
I
times.
would think everyone's a murderer.
That's how it's going to
It
be.
makes sense when I think back to my childhood. My mom was insane
Mm-hmm.
about murderers and kidnappers, but I get it. I think there's a level to where it can go a little too much.
Oh, I agree. I think that's healthy. My parents instilled that fear into me as well. I think there's a good amount of that fear to instill. I don't think you should terrorize your children with it, but I think fear is healthy.
It
fear,
is
fear
healthy.
is a great reaction to have. You should develop a gut. All of that's key. That's like free things you get to like identify things, just harness the power of it.
I couldn't agree more, Denny's. You get a lot of wisdom.
Well, I'm just saying.
You get a lot of wisdom, kid.
What are the people saying?
So a lot of people are just talking about,
This and that.
this and that, what's going on. Did you see the photos of India, how shutting down their country cleared the air pollution at an unbelievable rate?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, 2 things to consider. I bet you, though, paper waste has gone up because of the amount of resources we're using. But I bet you air pollution, water pollution has gone down, which is cool. Which you wonder how much of a benefit imagine that being like that added another X amount of time, to everybody's life, just because overall as humans in this time frame we have less pollution around us.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing to see that just in that short amount of time, man.
It turns out it didn't take much.
Michelle Rose Sinzaraz says, you don't respond to text. Denny's, again, just please let
It's
her
just
know
tough.
that there's a lot of people texting. I apologize. Michelle, I will try to text you back. Text me right now. Text me right now.
This very second.
Text me right now. Just go, relish, 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 bird, relish, 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 bird, and I'll know it's you.
All right.
And then we will have a conversation. The other thing I wanted to talk about with you, Denny's, as I check my notes here, you gaining weight at all?
I have been very
You getting fat?
no, I've been very conscious of that. I'm actually down like 3 pounds.
That's so annoying.
Dude, I've been it's been a lot of work though. Because boredom eating is so easy to do. What I did was I bought some real BS, like, healthy things, and that's what I eat when I'm bored, man. It sucks. It's soulless, but I'm doing it in an attempt because I know it can happen so easily. That way I spoil myself. I treat myself on weekends.
Well, you need to treat yourself, kid.
I treat myself on the weekend, and then I also do once in the week. I feel like that's enough, and then I eat BS the rest of the time.
You're not a big food in the bedroom kind of guy, are you?
Definitely not.
So if you wanted to put a little magic shell on that ass,
Dude, chocolate makes people's breath so awful. I can't imagine like possibly wanting to add that to the equation.
You both got to eat chocolate together, and then
rough.
just go into that journey.
That's like when you eat garlic and then your partner's like, F, I got to eat garlic now.
Well, it's almost like a Thelma and Louise.
Totally,
Gotta hold
yes.
hands and say, we're going to have garlic breath together and jump off this cliff.
You do. Every now and then it's nice to make that
And at
sacrifice.
that point, that's kind of romantic, Denny's. Garlic bread or garlic breath on garlic breath is kind of romantic.
Well, at that point, I mean, they cancel each other out. Garlic is incredibly fragrant, so that one does take the cake. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm very big on breath if I'm going to be, like, getting down and whatnot. I have to make sure shit's on point. So
Breath is important.
that's why I won't spontaneously kiss, especially if I've been like outside and my mouth's dry. It's gonna be rough. It's
Okay,
gonna be a real quick peck.
So, in your opinion, if you were, before you married Jen, if she had basically raccoon butthole breath, is there a way it could have gotten to the point of you guys getting married? You probably wouldn't
for
have.
sure.
You probably wouldn't have gotten to that point of seriousness, right?
Well, the weird part about it is I don't care like their breath. I mean, I just don't like my breath being bad.
So
I'm really self-conscious
the
about
girl
that.
could have the
Yeah,
worst.
that's fine because
breath.
I'll be chewing gum right before.
Okay,
It won't even
alright,
matter.
that's it.
I can look past a lot.
You are romantic.
I don't like my breath being bad. I don't like that perception
I hate it.
whatsoever.
I know it's the worst.
I won't do it. I'll
It
go brush
is-
my teeth.
It is the worst. I remember one time I just ate Cool Ranch Doritos at work, and we had to do a quick photo
Oh my
shoot.
gosh.
I did not
That's
know.
rough.
I didn't know anything about it, so I'm eating these Doritos, and then I get called into this into this
It
photo.
leaves flex in the teeth
Oh,
too.
it was awful. And then Virginia asked me a question, and I spoke up, and of course. Right in front of my crush at work.
terrible.
Right, I mean, I think you know the
Oh, I
girl
do.
I'm talking about. She goes, "Oh my God, your breath smells awful!" Right in front of my crush. I was like, "Oh,
That's so funny.
oh it was so. Painful.
I can picture her doing that.
It was
too.
so painful, man."
Oh yeah, I can't roll like that. I used to drink beers and then your mouth's so dry. I'd be like, dude. I need
Do
some-
you have an embarrassment moment thinking back? Not like we were talking about earlier, where it was you drinking on a date, but just a elementary or high school level embarrassment that really haunts and plagues you. That it sticks out to you.
I was fortunate, I guess, like, you know, turtles running for the ocean, that I didn't necessarily suffer anything embarrassing I brought upon myself. And usually during, you know, drinking or some sort of drug use, like one of those two things had led to everything I did that was majorly embarrassing. But yeah, nothing, you know, spectacular. I have vomited in some pretty rough spots. One time I got really drunk and danced with this grandma who was like my dad was trying to like impress this company, and then the grandma was like the company owner's mom. It was terrible. I was so embarrassed at breakfast the next morning.
By the way, your wife Jet is in the chat room.
Oh, is she trolling on me like
No,
usual?
she goes, "For the record, I have excellent dental hygiene."
She does. She's very good.
Jen, I was not at all trying to call you out. I was just trying to paint a terrible scenario. You have great breath.
I just get self-conscious about me own.
No, that's the worst. When you have to talk to somebody, especially if you have a crush on them, you have to go up and talk.
Oh yeah.
And you don't know, you have no gum whatsoever, and then you got to go into it. It's rough, man.
I'll chug water.
Or spitting.
Oh, I hate when you-
talking to somebody you have a crush on, and then spitting as you're talking, and it lands on their cheek, and you see them.
Oh
wipe.
my gosh. That's cringy.
It's awful, man.
Oh my gosh. If I eat, I always cover my mouth, and when I talk, I do, because I don't want that happening. If I spit food on people, I get so annoyed by that.
Well, I mean, it's rough.
Ugh.
All right, chat
We
room.
bringing up every embarrassing thing ever.
Yeah. Let us know what's going on with your quarantining. What are you guys eating? What do you guys want? Any updates from the KVJ show? Someone wanted to know about Virginia and Rocco. Is Rocco not swearing anymore? And you might know that better than me, because you usually edit the Rocco audio.
Totally.
Is Rocco swearing more? Do you know?
I don't know if he's swearing more. I think some of it is, well, probably when he sees like a camera or something, he gets probably a little bit more excitable, is what I would have to say, probably. So, but yeah, I don't know if he's swearing more. Did you watch the Uno game?
I did.
So the Uno game there was two pretty hilarious parts of that one, and I'll get that extended charger for you. Bird's grabbing his charger.
So, just so people know, Virginia did a family Uno game.
Yes, it's on
Facebook
Facebook.
Live.
Yep, you can check it out.
It was all live.
About 2 weeks ago, so check that one out. It's definitely worth the watch. But you know, listener beware. Does it reach?
Well, then some of the people who don't like Virginia were giving her a hard time.
Yeah, Virginia's funny in the sense that she's got her haters and she's got her lovers. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, most of the time, Virginia's just trying to make people laugh or just
Well, at the end of the-
shock people.
Anyone who listens to the KVJ show on a regular basis should understand at the end of the day, they're all just trying to make you guys laugh. A lot of the
or
time,
be entertaining.
be entertaining. Sometimes, I mean, even if it's just a topic you get passionate about, a lot of it's because, it's entertainment. It's supposed to be absorbed like that.
Absolutely.
Some people get real mad and fueled up, but which is also awesome because then it shows people have passion in the project.
We got 137 people watching, Denny's.
Oh,
That's
sad.
fun. Glad to see you guys staying with us. I'm going to look at a couple of the comments, see if you guys got any more. So why did Suits move from his nice apartment? Are we allowed to talk about that?
I think a lot of it was to help his mom out.
Yeah, I think he's helping out his mom right now. So that's the update on that.
She moved up north from where she lived. She lived in South Florida. I think she moved north, and then I think honestly a lot of it too. It was something with not coronavirus, but like there was something where he was going to help her with something. I remember it vaguely.
Yeah.
But
so he just
I'll
helping
let
out
him-
his family. Yeah,
was
we'll
something
ask
like
him
that.
about that. Anna Stewart in the chat room. Do you have any advice for someone who wants to enter the radio business? Yeah, definitely get some advice for you. For one, I would just say just plan on the first 2 to 3 to 5 years of not expecting to make a lot of money.
Well, so it depends what facet you're looking to get into. So if you're
Yes.
trying to get on-air personality, I'd start learning production. That's probably your easiest way to try to get on air.
Learn production. Just get into a radio building. I
Yes,
swear to you.
that's how it happens.
If you really want to get into radio, I'm telling you, the person that stays around the longest, that is loyal, that shows they will work ridiculous hours, but you have to work ridiculous hours and you can't complain.
Yeah.
And you got to be kind of a runt for a couple years. And then they're going to put you on the air. Eventually they will. They will.
So yeah, entertainment's a weird industry in the sense that you have to like kind of put your time in, like because everybody wants to work in it. That they can kind of be picky and choosy with who they use. So you have to really show that you want it. If the want's not there, people aren't going to hire you.
Totally. And when I say you'll get on the air, you may not be on the microphone hosting an hour, but you can get on the air and building a resume. You just got to stick around, get into a radio station.
Yes.
Get hired in promotions. Start at it sucks. I get it. It does. But that's how you will. And just be available and be helpful. Man, helpful people really stand out. Helpful
Absolutely.
people that want to work.
And then I'd say just do a podcast, even just a YouTube or a Facebook login. Do it every day because you're going to be awful at first, and you want to probably try to
Yeah.
get all of that and get all the I don't know what you call it, the nerves out.
But I really do mean it when I say the person that sticks around
Yeah.
and does show that they're reliable after X amount of years. Now, I'm not saying you can't get on the air within a year or two. That
Absolutely.
can happen, but that's not the norm. But get in a radio station and just bust your dick or your what's the
Puss.
I guess all right. I don't want to go. I don't want to be that vulgar, but
I didn't know the short.
I don't know either, man. I don't know.
People still here.
Yeah, people are still here somehow.
Nice. Yeah, I'd say that's the way to do it. And that goes probably for any profession, man. If you really just show you want to be there, because think a lot of people, they go to work and maybe it's just because they haven't found the calling that truly is what they desire or whatever it is, but they go into work and it's just a paycheck. It's soulless. It almost, if you think you spend almost equally as much time at work than you do at your own home, if you work a modern job, you spend a lot of time with your job. Even when you're at work, now we're expected through internet to communicate and work all day. You spend a lot of time. So if you're doing something you don't like, think about it. You're spending a majority of your life doing something you don't like. That's going to weigh on you mentally.
I'm getting people texting. We're getting people on Twitter now asking questions. Someone wants to know what happened to Aunt Ann that's just now joining the show, who hasn't listened for a while. Unfortunately, last year, right about this time, about a year ago, my Aunt Ann passed away, so she's no longer with us. But I'm glad that you are joining the show back again. They are from New York, down living in Florida again, and they are listening to the KVJ show.
Oh,
again.
very cool.
That's very, very good. Denny's, have you smoked more or less since the corona?
Way more, man. So that's the only problem with coronavirus is since there's a little bit extra free time, you find yourself hitting it a little bit harder. I've been doing pretty decent, though, trying to still kind of conserve some of it at least. I don't know if I'm doing that good, actually.
I'm drinking more, man. I'm not happy about that.
I feel like, though,
I'm kind of bummed out about that.
widespread, though, I feel like that's happening. Because
Yeah.
it's almost more, you know what it is? It's almost like a pass. Some people are getting the pass that, hey, drink if you want,
Absolutely. No, there's a pass right now because people, it's the corona, man.
Absolutely. It's kind of, reminiscent of like the Great Depression,
there's
like
a-
people are at home, out of work.
I would say yes, absolutely. Bird, were you really mad with the video game on Friday night, or was that just an act? I was mad not because I was losing. I think some people I could give a shit if I lose. I have to wear a bikini. I get mad if I feel like we let down the people
Because the game didn't finish.
Gosh, I hate promoting something we promoted that for a week and then we couldn't finish it, and that bums me out.
For sure.
But I was drinking, so I probably didn't handle it the best. But with that said, yeah, I wasn't bummed out because I lost the video game or was losing. I just was bummed out we couldn't finish it for y'all.
Yeah.
Because I know that it was going to be a big thing for Monday's show, and now it's not complete. Now I got to tell Kevin it's a big thing.
Yeah, it sucks. We'll probably play a different thing this Friday. I don't know what you...
Yeah, I'll wear a bikini tomorrow. I just couldn't find one. But yeah, it's all good. Bird runs hot sometimes.
You get the great passions.
With
With the great-
with the great highs, then you get the great lows, my
It's
man.
true.
That's how it goes. I'm sorry. I didn't invent that wheel. All right, what's the crappiest? What's the crappiest song of all time? Little segment here.
Ooh, Rockabye is pretty high up there for me.
How's that go?
Everything's
Gonna be alright. Rockabye.
She walked into the bar. She had cigarette eyes.
I'm not a big fan of whisper talking in songs.
She looked like L.A. with a tan.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's a terrible song.
That song makes my skin crawl.
For me, crappiest song ever written, Boom Boom Pow by the damn Black Eyed Peas. God, I hate that song. I hate that song.
You could argue there's no music in that song. It's a whistle and then just, 808.
People, Brianna in the chat room, and there's a lot of people who hate this song, Fireflies by Owl City.
I'm with him, though. I kind of hate that song, too. It's almost, he sings too, soft for me.
Just like this.
So here's what's weird, though. I love the band Death Cab for Cutie. I feel like that song's kind of a knockoff of Death Cab for Cutie. But to go on, I have seen other work by that artist, and it's pretty good. He's very catchy. He's a little too catchy for me, though.
In the chat room, that song Butterfly, I think Alyssa's talking about butterfly kisses.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
depressing as shit.
But there's I'm trying to think of another song. I hate yeah, she's a crazy bitch, but she acts so good. I want on top of her.
Oh, you know what song I
hate that song.
The song I cannot stand that we're playing right now on RMF.
Oh.
And I'll probably get in trouble, and I'll probably The Man by Taylor Swift. My God, do I hate that pandering bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of, because actually, funny enough, I'm kind of a fan of Swift's work. There's a few Swift songs I like a lot.
That's why, I'm not just being a hater.
Totally.
Because I actually like some Taylor Swift songs. I swear to you, I'm not just saying that. There's Taylor Swift songs that I think are legit good. The Man, when I hear that come on, ugh.
Well, that song's designed to fuel up a generation and piss off a generation,
Absolutely.
I think that one was
Don't worry.
calculated.
We'll get an email of me saying that I don't like women because I don't like that song, which is so not true. And the point why I don't like that song.
Yeah,
if that even makes sense.
Can't fill in the parallels like that,
Exactly.
There's a lot of nuances to that. There's a lot going, and if you watch the interview, the post interview while she's taking off the makeup, she does say that she's parodying that type of chauvinism.
I know.
But is she? You don't know. I mean, that's the ambiguity of it. You don't. It's a Twilight Zone ending.
Ashley Petrain in the chat room says, "I can't stand anything Taylor Swift does. Most everything is annoying." Again, I don't think Taylor
I'm not
Swift
a Swiftie though.
I'm not a Swiftie, but I also am not a hater.
I'm not a hater. I like
I'm not
some
a
of her
hater.
music. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can like Miley Cyrus is another one.
I jam out to
Cyrus
some Miley
can give
Cyrus.
me some nice too. Dude,
got
I
some-
love Wrecking Ball.
She's got some hits.
I love the climb.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Drive by the ocean, going through something mental.
The wind in your hair.
Oh my gosh, you're a shell of a man. Sun's going down.
There's some good stuff. I feel like every artist, no matter the genre of music or whether, my social depiction of them based on, their image in society, whatever it be, I can find appreciation in almost all forms of music. It doesn't matter. It could be Bach. It could be, aside from,
I hate Limp Bizkit.
but there's
that
songs
one-
I like Rearranged.
Rearrange is a great song by Limp Bizkit. It's a jam.
Totally. And you can't argue he kind of kick-started that style of music for that generation.
Just think about it.
I would say Limp Bizkit, Korn, like they all came out with that type of rock, and it kind of like formed so you can't hate on them.
I like
He
that.
had an image.
This what's the crappiest segments spawning on a lot of good conversation in the chat room.
Is this one of them? I'm kidding.
So you're going. I'm going with Boom Boom Pow or The Man by Taylor Swift, and you're going with.
Buck Cherry's Crazy Bitch.
You hate it. So
I hate
much.
that song.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
That song was written exclusively
All right,
for strip
Denny's.
clubs.
What is the crappiest food? If you had an all-you-can-eat of this for the rest of your life, you're like, shit.
Damn, that's rough. I hate licorice so much.
It's bad.
So if I had to eat licorice, I hate licorice to the point where I can't even stomach anything that remotely resembles licorice. That includes like different liquors and stuff.
Went on the Taylor Swift rant, lost 30 viewers.
Did we?
lost-
Damn, Swifties.
We
out.
lost 30
We
viewers.
lost 15 because they didn't want to hear about Swift, and then we lost 15 because they love Swift. And that one's just divided right in the middle.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it happens.
All right, so you're going with
Oh gosh, I hate
crappiest food. Black licorice?
black licorice. What about you? Oh man, there's so many for you.
There is. Gosh, I really hate fennel.
Oh, you
Ugh.
do. So
I
that's
hate
a vegetable added.
When fennel is in something else that I like,
Fennel almost
I
does.
feel like you've robbed me of my happiness. You put fennel in bread or, I don't know.
Funny enough, fennel actually kind of tastes like licorice, and I don't hate fennel. Weird.
Oh. Bull.
You hate fennel. You hate fennel.
It.
You hate onions too. Raw onions.
I hate raw onions are probably one of the worst things.
a pock.
It might be worse than algebra. It might be. I don't know. All right. Worst drink of all time.
Milk.
You hate milk.
I despise it. I
Imagine-
haven't had it since I was like 7.
Someone breaks in and they
Pours
throw,
milk in my mouth. I will find them like Taken.
well, they throw you.
I will hunt them down. That would be a bad prank.
They break in. They take you out. They throw you in a field of 109 degrees and make you chug milk. They rip your shirt off and say chug milk.
Yeah,
One of the worst
I,
things
I
ever.
hate it. That'd be a hostage situation.
Yeah, it's
What
rough.
about you? What's your grossest drink?
There's a champagne cola out there. It's made
Yeah.
in 3 liters, and it tastes just like bubble gum, and it's the grossest thing. Other than your bullshit coconut foot water. Ugh,
Yeah, coconut
water
water.
tastes like gross feet.
It tastes so. As a person who drinks coconut water and also hates the flavor of it, I just fight through it. That's one of the sad things I do on a daily basis. That stuff is incredibly hydrating.
We are doing an update show here. Also, just kind of talking with y'all and just seeing how you guys are doing. You guys are keeping our minds occupied as well.
Yes,
Because it's getting a little crazy.
because we're quarantined too.
We are quarantined. As soon as Denny's leaves me,
Oh.
it's just me and Chewy, and that's when shit goes off the rails for me.
A man, his dog, and his thoughts.
No, to be quite honest, I'm doing pretty good. As long as I stay creative, that's always my advice for anybody. We get a lot, especially with the Weird and Whatever podcast. We get a lot of people, and plus we talk about mental, just the health and all that
just
stuff.
mental status.
Yeah. A lot of people suffer from depression. My personal view, I feel like every human suffers from depression on a spectrum. We're all going to get the blues at some point. And I know for me, when I get really bad depression, for me to get out of that, I have to start becoming creative.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need a pep talk to get creative. For some people need a pep talk, man.
Yeah, sometimes you got to throw out some bad ideas to get some good ideas too. Like people get discouraged real quick if you're trying to get creative or trying to learn something. You just can't get over the hurdle, I guess.
Yeah.
You really, if you fight past that, your brain's pretty marvelous. It'll totally get you where you need to go. So I find that I throw out a couple bad ideas. I get some good ideas if I'm playing songs. If I jam for a little bit, I'm a little rusty, man. You can pick it back up so quick.
Or just distractions. I think when you're down and out and you got the blues or you have anxiety, I mean, I can totally relate to anybody who legit suffers from panic disorder, who has panic attacks. All that stuff, I think, can help be kind of toned down if you do stay creative in a positive way.
Gotcha, yeah.
But that takes work, though. It really does take work.
Creativity, even if it's puzzle, just keep your brain moving.
Yeah, I think keeping your brain moving in whatever way. Now, obviously not with something like murder.
Yeah. I mean, you know, use it for good, but I think just like your body, man, your brain can fall into like kind of a slump, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's good just to constantly keep it going. Get some sunlight.
Absolutely. Let's see here too. Dennys, what's the crappiest celebrity? Who's the one that really?
This is an unpopular opinion, but Cardi B. I'd say
So basically, you get to hit a button and you hit erase, and they never existed. Not as a person.
Gotcha.
Just as a
career,
a successful celebrity. You hit. Nope, not gonna happen.
So you know, through the history of celebrity, there's been plenty, I'm sure, but I feel like, no offense to Cardi B, and I know Virginia loves Cardi B, and she's very funny and stuff, but I just feel like she's almost detrimental. Like she's not helping. She's not helping by exhibiting her behavior. And dude, honestly, no shade thrown at her. I get people are making paychecks. I get how it works. I'm not throwing, shade.
I get that too.
I just personally, when we stand together, I just would not do it the same way. I would do it a different way, which I do.
I have a tough time swallowing the Cardi B flavor. It's tough for me. It's tough.
She's a little aggressive.
I hold the same with like a cash me outside.
Again, I would
anybody that's like fuck society and fuck you, and they're all in your face about just.
Well, if society's been rough to you and you want to express that, there's many ways to express it. But society's hooked that lady up. She's wealthy now, right? We're talking about Danielle Bergoli.
We are.
So then it's kind of hard to, hate the system.
Gwyneth Paltrow is another one people don't like.
She's a little out of touch. I get that. That definitely rubs people the wrong way. I mean, it's funny what rubs people the wrong way and doesn't, as far as, how you take people personally.
Now, you're not going to like this next part of the segment, and I'm sorry that I have to do this to you.
All right.
But I think the people, and I'm getting a lot of comments, that they want I'm going to give you a beat, and then you just give a freestyle off the top of your dome, but just about the coronavirus and about being quarantining and just kind of where you're at. And 3, 2, 1, and we just
coronavirus. Got the virus. Listen to Miley Cyrus. The government want to spy us. Passing out vaccines. Sleeping on my dreams. I'm up in quarantine. Feeling all mean when
you're flowing.
Talk about the corona. Oh, the Rona. Wanna get up with my brona.
Oh, nailed it,
dude! It's rough. Sorry, everybody had to experience that. You made me do that at a school once. Remember that? It was at elementary school.
He hates when I do that to him, but I gotta give him so much credit. That son of a bitch always tries.
I always try.
He always gives it his all.
It's not always pretty.
And that's why we love Dennys, because he gives a full gorilla effort on a shitty situation. Yo, what do y'all think? Did Dennys crush it?
There's not going to be many votes for crushed it. They're going to be Dennys did it. I'll get partial cred.
Bird just said in the chat room from the Weird Whatever podcast, he goes, "You just lost 20 viewers."
Dude, that's worse than the Swift rant. You wonder how long, if this is a slow bleed, we'll start just slowly.
No, we're definitely losing listeners at an alarming
All
rate.
right, so it's a fast move. It's a cut, a gash.
I think people are like checking it out. Like, oh, Bird and Dennys are talking. Yeah, I don't like what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is just some
This is
extra
free content.
just to get you all, if you guys want anything extra to listen to.
This is like that bonus episode of Tiger King.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
It ain't gonna be that good.
No, it's a side dish.
Drop me a beat.
Anytime.
I was just seeing how long you go.
You son of a bitch. I started feeling that after I gave it to the end of the measure, and I started feeling it.
But your beatbox is on point, my man.
Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna do a little whiskey here. Why not? Right? It's on a Monday.
Yeah, it's Friday somewhere, right?
No, Dennis, I don't think it is.
No, I'm kidding.
That's one of my favorite quotes. You say it'll be Wednesday. We'll be drinking. Hey, it's Friday somewhere. It is not.
Chug, chug, chug. Oh, speaking of, man, Suits. I gotta pay some respects to Suits for chugging like so much vodka at the end of the podcast. So what happened was he had the bottle and he held it up as, hey, check it out. I got a bottle of whiskey, or vodka. And Virginia goes, chug, chug, chug. So he panicked and he chugged the whole thing. I got to give it to him. Some people saw it.
So the one thing we wanted to do, just to kind of let you guys know, we wanted to do a lunch kind of a thing where maybe at 12:30, 1 p.m., whenever it would work for you, Denny's, when you get off work. We could actually do it at the station, too.
Yeah, darn. We could do it at the station. It's probably nicer here.
Yeah, so basically what we want to do is if you are quarantined by yourself or you're not getting a lot of interaction with people, let's go ahead and set a time where we just get some food. We put on the YouTube Live or the Facebook Live, and we just kind of chat and eat together and have lunch together.
I love it.
It's not going to be great content, but at least we stay connected and talk with one another.
Yeah, if anyone's got
yeah, go ahead.
suggestions on what we should get to. I mean,
Yeah, I actually wanted to see what your opinion was. We got a couple stacks here before we end this thing. I'm on a big chocolate pretzel run right now.
Oh, they're
And
so good.
I have not had Hershey's dipped pretzels, and I have not had the Schneider's one.
Schneider's usually does good stuff.
Schneider's has great stuff, Denny's. I want to see which one, in your opinion,
Is better?
yeah, out of the two. We're doing the Lord's work right now. Here's the Schneider's, Denny's. Schneider's chocolate pretzel. Tell me what you think of that. Like you would like on a Top Chef.
British cook-off. It's very good.
Very good, right? And I just smelled the Hershey's pretzel. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or whatever we're broadcasting live on, you can see what I'm holding up. Here is the Hershey's bag, and here is the Schneider's bag right here.
Are they comparable in size?
So the Schneider's is a little bit smaller.
Because that was a good size. It was
Well,
totally.
no, they're actually the same. No shit.
Let me
All
see
right.
a Hershey.
So try one of those.
So this one looks darker. The hold up a Schneid's.
Okay.
So Schneider's was the lighter chocolate. It looked like this one looks like darker chocolate.
Yeah,
darker
there's a
chocolate.
darker chocolate on the Hershey's. Here's the two.
This tastes like Hershey's chocolate. I think Hershey's chocolate has its own distinct flavor.
That's good, man. My God, that's good. God, man, my diet is shit right now, Denny's. I can't. You know what my problem is? I'm having a tough time starting. That's always my problem with anything, with it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a KVJ project, if it is a relationship, if it's a meal, if it's exercising, the beginning, starting is the hardest damn part.
It absolutely is because it's scary.
You got to rip off that Band-Aid and just jump in.
That's what it is. So I've always learned that the best way to handle every situation is to jump into the cold pool. Is any other way you try to get into the pool is just excruciating.
It is, man. Those were really, gosh.
You kind of have to flip a switch in your brain, and you have to actually want it. I feel like it's hard. It's hard to talk yourself into wanting something that you absolutely don't want. But there's a point that'll happen, and funny enough, I think if you can just grin and bear it for 2 weeks, that's where you first notice results. And once you see results, the mental state and the physical state starts changing.
I feel like anytime I get on that 10th day of a diet,
Oh,
good.
that's what you start
It's
feeling
It's the 10th day.
There's something that happens, I think, where you can feel and see the difference. And once that happens, man, humans love results. Once we see the results of something, that's when you see, people, I don't want to drop the MF. That's when you see people going to the gym and showing every moment of it because they become obsessed with it.
Can we do a sound check with the guitar? I want to see what it sounds like just from here.
Yeah. Bird is grabbing his guitar. He's got a really nice guitar, by the way. Bird jumped into the big leagues of guitar, if you will, picking himself up a nice Taylor. And this one's a very cool Taylor because it's made of Kona wood. It's a Hawaiian wood. It's the only wood, as you play it, it changes tone over time. So in another year, your guitar is going to be a slightly more mid-range than it is now.
Yeah, people are trying to, they were asking me what kind of guitar this is. And yeah, it is
Taylor.
a Taylor. It was, like Denny's just saying, it's got like a deeper tone to it. I'm going to see if you can.
It's a different wood, not a common wood guitars typically use. Here, just pivot it down.
Yeah, let me know if you can hear this, guys.
And I can turn you up. Oh, yeah, I got you cranked. I feel like I can hear you. Weren't you thinking of an idea possibly of writing a song with the listeners?
Yeah, I would love to be able to sit down with y'all and just kind of do something fun where me and Denny sit down and we just kind of like, come up with a couple riffs and you guys help us write a song together. Can you hear that?
Needs a little tuning, but it sounds that's a tight riff.
It's more of a just
play that riff you've been working on, the newer one.
Will you tune that up?
Yeah, or you can just jam the ditty and then.
Is it so out of tune? I just wanted to make sure if people can hear that because we want to do a snack pack concert here with Twigs and Klepto. We were going to do a snack pack show here and have the guys come over, but Virginia didn't think that was a good idea, and I understand. Virginia's got kids and shit.
I think we can connect with them remotely.
We can. We're going to do the Zoom. I cannot get over how these pretzels taste, man. Oh, my gosh. The other snack I got over here is the moon pie. The straight-up moon pie, you can get this at Publix, I believe, for under $2.50, and this comes in a package of, let me see here, I believe 12 moon pies. Are you a moon pie fan, Denny's?
What's in them?
Marshmallow, You hate marshmallow.
Ugh. Gosh, I hate marshmallow. God, I can't even think about the word.
So the chat room's saying some stuff. They can hear it. That's good. Thank you, guys. This is pretty much a test run of all this, too, as well. I'm trying not to chop in them.
I think it's your capo. Cause
Yeah,
it's got this.
Go ahead and do it standard. That's fine.
I think your capo's too warbly. Which you should buy a new one.
All right, now this podcast is getting out of control. And when I say out of control, that means it's getting lame.
Why is it getting lame?
Well, because we're working on some ventriloquism. Y'all let me know, how does this look? Hey guys, this is my man, Mindless. He's my friend. What's going on, Mindless? How you doing on this coronavirus? It's terrible. I feel awful. Oh, Mindless, you have one eyebrow. What the shit? Yes, I burned it cooking pork. All right, how did that look, y'all? Let us know in the chat room. We are losing listeners at an alarming rate. At an alarming rate. You want to sing something, Denny's?
What should we sing? Lose some more listeners. We got 95. That's not bad. Is that the new riff you're working on? You should do jam a song for the good people. Like what we could do is pop on like a Facebook Live. especially if snack pack around too.
Yeah, that's what I would love to do, and that's what we wanted to do with all these microphones. I'm not sure if these microphones are good for music though.
No, what I would probably do is try to like patch in an actual microphone. We would have to use a real mic for vocals too. But if you were to do it remotely, we'd almost have to record it. The latency makes the singing rough.
It really makes it real rough. We were trying to do cocktails and karaoke here, and I wish we could do like a Zoom so we could show the people why it doesn't work.
Well, so
It'd
we're
be
all
like-
a half second.
Like, mama, mama,
Yeah,
mama.
yeah. But imagine 4 people doing that. It's awful. It's like a bad trip. You've been playing a lot of guitar during the quarantine.
I have been. I hope a lot of people are trying to pick up an instrument or doing something.
That's what they're saying. If you are one of the people who is quarantined at your home doing work from home, they're like, you should leave with some sort of side hustle.
Roland Mattos Jr., why don't quit your day job? Dog, if you're gonna rip on me, you got to proofread your shit. You got to proofread your hate comments.
Oh, damn.
Got to.
That's the one thing, man. When people call out people, you have to, because you know you're going to get called out immediately for the incorrect spellings.
Absolutely. All right, go ahead. Give me a freestyle this.
Oh, yeah, this is a real freestyle.
Sing about just like a butterfly.
Butterfly. Ooh.
All right. You got this.
There in the distance, I see a butterfly. I just want to lie with that butterfly. It's a little Dana Carvish. But
How mad are you at me for putting you on?
you love it. At least we're not in elementary school.
Well, y'all, thank you for tuning in. We just want to have a little fun today and just say thank you guys for tuning in and supporting us during this ridiculous time right now.
Yes.
Danny, do you have any closing words for the nice people?
Remember, it was grilled cheese yesterday, so we're probably going to end this track with a little grilled cheese.
Well, back by no demand
Yes.
is the grilled cheese song. Thank you guys for listening to the JBird and Dennys. I don't know, what was this?
Update podcast?
Yeah, just an update podcast. If you guys do have more questions you want to know about the KVJ show, we'll do another one of these. Just,
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
can email them in too, mail@kvjshow.com. I'll just print them up and bring them in. Just title it you want it for the update podcast.
We love you all, and
Bigfoot is real.
I am a grilled cheese lover. I am a grilled cheese lover. Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese.
So cheesy.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese. Who loves grilled cheese?
Ooh, I do.
I love the bread, the butter, and the cheesy goo. Grilled cheese is better than love bacon, especially when you make it with
Bacon.
I love my bread and I love my Velveeta. I love my bacon, so you better call Pita. I testify and I raise my hand to the frying pan, cause I'm a grilled cheese man.
Man.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese.
So cheesy.
Everybody loves grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese.